प्रजा जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी राधा माधवा बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्पिषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam. This morning we are reading from the 5th canto, 1st chapter, entitled The Activities of Maharaja Priyavrata. This is a prose order verse. Nevertheless, we will try our best to recite it. यावदवभासयति सुरगिरिम् अनुपरिक्रामन् भगवान् आदित्यो वसुधातलम् अर्धेनैव प्रतपत्यर्धेनावच्छादयति प्रतपत्यर्धेनावच्छादयति तदा हि भगवत उपासनोपचिताति पुरुष प्रभावस् तद अनभिनंदन समजवेन रथेन ज्योतिर्मयेन रजनीमपि दिनं करिष्यामीति सप्तकृत् विस्तरणिम् अनुपर्यक्रामत् द्वितीय इव पतंगः यावत् so long avabhasayati illuminates Suragirim, the Sumeru hill, Anuparikramam, by circumambulating Bhagavan, the most powerful, Adityaha, sun god, Vasudhatalam, the lower planetary system, Ardhena, by half, Eva, certainly, Pratapati, makes dazzling. Ardhena, by half, Avachadayati, covers with darkness. Tada, at that time, he suddenly, Bhagavat Upasana, by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Upachita, by satisfying him perfectly, Atipurusha, superhuman, Prabhavaha, influence, Tat, that, Anabhinandan, without appreciating, Samajavena, by equally powerful, Rathena, on a chariot, Jyotih Mayena, dazzling, Rajanim, night, Api, also, Dinam, day, Karishyami, I shall make it, Iti, thus, Saptagrit, 7 times, Vistaranim, exactly following the orbit of the sun, Anuparyakramat, circumambulated, Dvitiyaha, second, Iva, like, Patangaha, sun. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, as Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
While so excellently ruling the universe, King Priyavrata once became dissatisfied with the circumambulation of the most powerful sun god. Encircling Sumeru hill on his chariot, the sun god enumerates all the surrounding planetary systems. However, when the sun is on the northern side of the hill, the south receives less light. And when the sun is in the south, the north receives less. King Priyavrata disliked this situation and therefore decided to make daylight in the part of the universe where there was night. He followed the orbit of the sun god on a brilliant chariot and thus fulfilled his desire. He could perform such wonderful activities because of the power he had achieved by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. There is a Bengali saying which describes that someone is so powerful that he can make the night day and the day night. That saying is current because of the prowess of Priyavrata. His activities demonstrate how powerful he became by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna is known as Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic powers. In Bhagavad Gita 18.78, it is said, wherever there is the master of all mystic powers, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, victory, fortune, and all other opulences are present. Devotional service is so powerful. When a devotee achieves what he wants to accomplish, it is not by his own mystic power, but by the grace of the master of mystic power, Lord Krishna. By his grace, a devotee can accomplish wonderful things unimaginable even to the most powerful scientist.
Yeah, so let's go para by para, we will discuss. So, what did Priyavrata exactly do? I did a lot of research. Found out that generally in the night there is a fear of the thieves and rogues. And there is also fear of the jungle animals coming into the village. Night predators, we call. For the people, there is always fear at night. Sometimes you have to return home from one village to another. On the way, you can be captured by some animal. One can become a victim. So he saw that just like in Uttarayan time, you will see in the north, and versus the Dakshinayan time, you will see the days in the Uttarayan time, you will find the days are longer, nights are shorter, isn't it? So in the same manner, the opposite happens in winter. So he found that the movement of the sun, Uttarayan time and Dakshinayan time, when it moves, so he saw that some portion of the earth is dark. Not only that, there are certain areas which are dark for most part of the year. Like for example, the poles. If you similarly, even the scientists found the planet Mars, it revolves like this around the sun. When it goes like this, one side is always dark, other side is always light. One side is exposed to sun always, other side is never exposed to sun. Because of that, the sun, the area which is not exposed in the Mars, that area is very icy. Thick ice is covering. Whereas the other side exposed to sun is always hot. So that kind of, some research scientists did about certain planets like that. So in the same manner, when Priyavrata saw that the night produces inconvenience for the people because of the certain movement of the sun, so he created, so I researched what it, I'll just show you what he did. I think it is a, what is this? Where is search in this? Hmm? Controller? Here it is. You're able to see, is it small or big? See, Priyavrata did not create seven actual suns, but instead created seven luminous paths resembling shining chariots, he says. Seven luminous paths. That is mentioned here, 5, 1, 30, 31. Huh? So Priyavrata drove his divine chariot around the earth 7 times. Around the earth, he moved his chariot 7 times like this. The wheels of his chariot carved out 7 great concentric ditches, which became the 7 oceans, the Maha oceans, Mahasamudra, that separates the continents. As a result of his actions, luminescent phenomena were established in the sky to bring light to the areas where darkness prevailed, where the sun was on the opposite side of the earth. The luminous chariots Priyavrata created were likely celestial or divinely empowered arrangements. They acted as independent sources of light, akin to the sun, but were not actually stars or suns. So this is actually a divine innovation and leadership of Priyavrata. That's why it's considered a great miracle. Mhm. And another thing I found out, they asked the question, why eliminate the darkness of night? Huh? Because night let people go to sleep, isn't it? Why should they have light in the night? That question arises now. So here is the example. Enhancing conditions for life. Darkness can bring challenges like fear, vulnerability to dangers, isn't it? Limitations. So he sought to ensure safer and more conducive environment for universal welfare. And then darkness also symbolizes ignorance of material suffering, isn't it? Uh, so when Priyavrata demonstrated a king's duty to eliminate ignorance and suffering, he did it in alignment with God. That's the most important thing. Empowered by God, he did. So things empowered by God and things which are done by human speculation, there is a very big difference. So about that, also I made some more questions. I'll just show you. Mm. It ensures safety and security, increase productivity, and it is not something that created problem in the environment, which is most important, isn't it? Mm. So one more question I will show you in relation to this. This is a very interesting question. You may want to know the difference. Now, for example, modern man also has made lighting arrangements in the night, which we call as night, the city that never sleeps, you say, no? Like you see America, for example, when you go to New York, the whole night it's lit up. Everywhere lights. Huh? If you go in a plane, it will look like millions of lights. It look flooded with lights. So somebody may argue that modern man also has done so much advancement. Not only Priyavrata is able to create light in darkness, even we are also creating light in darkness, they may say. So I wanted to know, here is the difference, you see. Here it is mentioned here. See, comparison with modern lighting systems, if you see. You see, Priyavrata's lighting and modern city lights aim to illuminate the night and make activities possible. This is similarity, correct, no? Whereas his activity is done by divine ingenuity, but modern systems are done based on technological advancement. What are the differences? Here is the main thing. His lighting was global, affecting the entire earth, whereas modern lighting is localized, correct, no? For example, you can lit up your house, you can't lit up the neighbor's house. You will have advantage. They will not have advantage. For example, I remember we were staying in a place. The neighbor is enjoying the air conditioner, but we are getting the heat from the window, which is thrown into our window. That means your advantage turns out to be disadvantage for the neighbor. Whereas his arrangement was global. Modern systems cannot eliminate the natural alternation of day and night. They merely provide artificial illumination in specific areas. This is a very important point. For example, sun is moving in one side of the hemisphere while he had provided light alternatively without having to depend on the sun. But modern systems are not like that. For example, if sun is very hot, you can make a localized AC for your own room. But Priyavrata's arrangement is enormous, lighting for the whole globe, he says. And also Priyavrata's arrangement uses divinely empowered luminaries, while modern lighting relies on electricity and natural resources like fossil fuels and solar wind. So this was seamless and harmonious with nature, whereas this is causing, leads to light pollution, disruptive ecosystems and human health. This is a very, very important point. This is a very important point. So there is a difference between doing great things in alignment with Supreme Lord and doing great things independent of the Supreme Lord. Let us take example of Hiranyakashipu. When sun was very hot, he would stare at the sun and twist his eyebrows and say, "Hey, reduce your temperature." And the sun would be afraid. He would reduce his temperature. He would look at the earth and say, "Produce, fruits for me." Then the earth would immediately produce apples and mangoes and supply him. So he could look at the clouds and say, "Drizzle now." Immediately the drizzling would start. So he could command the nature. Somebody may say, these are all mythological stories, people may say. But is modern man not imitating Hiranyakashipu? Now, for example, how many of you know modern man, the mango trees used to be very big. If you climb up the branches to pull a mango, sometimes you slip and fall and break your leg. Correct, no? So now the biotechnology students, biotechnology people have done research. Now they're making mango trees that are only this much height. And the mangoes can be plucked. How many of you know that? You've seen that? I've seen it with my own eyes. Short mango trees, they produce hundreds of mangoes at this height only. Correct, no? Similarly, watermelon, if you put it in the lorry, lot of space goes. They want to put more watermelons. So they made the round watermelon into square watermelon. So you can stack it like bricks now. Yeah. So you stack it like bricks. So more space can be utilized. Instead of, one time you can put 1.5 times the number of watermelon. Correct, no? You can do like that. Similarly, they have this phosphate bath, they call it grapes. They are making the grapes. Now they want grapes very fast. So put some fertilizer, chemical, and the plant grows very fast and grapes are produced. Only problem is chapa chapa chapa, no taste. So they have a bath, sugar bath kind of thing, saccharine bath. So therefore, if you go to market, you will find the grapes will have a white coating. How many of you have seen it? Yeah, that is saccharine. So when you put in the mouth, it is sweet or not sweet? It is sweet, but the sweet is not coming from the grapes, it's coming from the coating. That's how we are cheated. We think, oh, grapes is very sweet. Yes, very sweet. You're just cheated. Because the saccharine is what you are tasting. And so saccharine plus the water of the grapes, that's all you get. Whereas the real nature, what we should do, we should leave the grapes under the moonlight for a longer duration of time. Then it will produce real juice. I have my personal experience, I can tell you. When I was studying for a couple of years in GV, we used to get this papaya. So I would, when I'm opening the papaya, it will have those black round seeds. You've seen that? I would just take with my own hand and throw it through the window. And I found within 3 weeks, a tree started coming up. Very quickly it grows, papaya tree. And then the next month, the tree had grown and produced the papaya. I used to watch it every day in the afternoon. This papaya, nobody touched it. It is in the open in the nature and only moonlight is touching it. And it is producing very nice juices. So a couple of months later, when I took the papaya and cut it and offered it to Krishna and they took it, oh, it was like gulab jamun. So tasty and sweet because it is, as long as human doesn't intervene, everything is wonderful in nature. I had gone for one global conference on environment. So one Swamiji had come from some other organization. I was also there representing Iskcon. So this Swamiji was telling, in the COVID time, man could not go out of the four walls. He was trapped within four walls. You all know that, isn't it? There was even a joke in the newspapers that the animals are walking freely in the street and they are looking at humans inside their houses through the windows. you know, Animals are saying, before that, you guys used to look at us in zoo. Now you are like animals in the zoo. We are looking at you. In COVID time, they could move around freely. They had no problem. Only we had problem. All wearing mask everywhere. So, this Swamiji was telling, they say, Ganga bachao, Yamuna bachao. How can a child bachao a mother? How can a child save the mother? He said the only way human being can save Ganga Yamuna is not intervene. Let the Ganga and Yamuna be what they are. You throw your industrial effluents into the Ganga and Yamuna and it is foaming with all kinds of chemicals. And then say, bachao, bachao, bachao. How can you do bachao? You are only ruining it. Similarly, you find God has put the ozonosphere around the earth. You release carbon monoxide and then deplete it, and UV radiation is coming. Bachao, bachao. But you only brought the UV radiation. It's like throwing a stone up in the air and it comes and hits you. Hey, bachao, bachao. Who told you to throw the stone? So the problems in this world are not created by God. They are created by our own actions. Foolish actions of the humans. So he was telling, that was a very sensible point. He was telling the holy rivers are always holy, but the foolish human being putrefies it by putting all chemicals and everything. And then he said, Lord Krishna has come, so that he can remove the pollution created by the human beings. The human beings are like Kaliya, he was saying. The man who is polluting the environment is like Kaliya. Let us pray to Lord Krishna that again he descends and, reinstates the environment as it was before. He was telling. So, in this way, this is a very important point. When Priyavrata did this arrangement, so I had another question also. If we arrange it for lighting, even in the dark portions of the world, will it not disrupt the sleep cycle? Because our body is designed in such a way that there's a natural rhythm. At a certain time of the day, you have to work. Other time of the day, you have to recuperate, by repairing the wear and tear inside your body, for which you require rest, sleep, correct, no? All those things. So I got an idea about that also. I'll show you that. So, yeah, Priyavrata's arrangement symbolizes extraordinary devotion, responsibility, and divine empowerment. It's beyond human capability. And then I will show you this one. See here. In Vedic culture, sleep and rest are tied to circadian rhythms, the natural biological clock, which responded to light and darkness. Priyavrata's lighting arrangement was likely designed in such a way that maintained the balance of life without disrupting essential activities like sleep, meditation, relaxation. Divine lighting, as described in the Bhagavatam, have been gentle and harmonious, not harsh and unnatural like modern artificial lighting, which can disrupt melatonin production and circadian rhythms. People likely maintain their work-life balance based on the needs of their body and natural cycles, and not just external light. This requires a little explanation. You see, the eco-friendly things and the non-eco-friendly things, if you compare, you will find that in God's creation, God has made things in such a way that they are always like a mother's nourishment for a child. For example, the cow's milk is a substitute for a motherless child. If a mother gives birth to a child and dies, and she is not available to give breast milk, so what is the substitute for that? Cow's milk. Just see how amazing it is. Similarly, you take an orange, open the cover, feed it to the cow, and you can eat the orange, cow eats the cover, and she eats the cover of the orange and gives milk. And you can eat the fruit and you can get nourishment. So there is no wastage, plastic waste or anything. There is no wastage also. And there is production also. This is God's creation. This is called as biodegradable. We say, no? Biodegradable. So, but what man has made, a plastic, papers, polyvinyl and all these things, they all are non-biodegradable. Like the Bisleri bottle is very convenient to keep water. It doesn't break. Very nice. But then the problem is, so much Bisleri bottles are accumulated, they don't know where to dispose it. Now somebody may say, what is the problem in keeping them in city? That it occupies the city. Huh? But what is the problem in throwing it in the outskirts of the city? Gradually outskirts also get filled up. Then they try to throw it in the ocean. Huh? And that causes a lot of creatures in the ocean water die. So many aquatics, they perish. Plus, these non-biodegradable things, how dangerous they are. For example, every week they say we are consuming almost one visiting card size amount of plastic every week. They are consuming like that. So you can see our Govardhan Village has done some research how much of plastic is going into our system, but it goes as fine powder. It's not that you take a visiting card and you swallow it. It's not like that. It goes through the nose, through the mouth, little by little it goes. So what is the problem with that? People get deadly diseases like cancer. People get so many complicated new diseases come because of that. That lifespan is reduced by 20, 30 years because of that. So it chokes the system. It goes inside. It's deadly, it is. So that is why all educated, learned human beings across the globe are wondering and worrying how to have comforts and luxuries and facilities, but not at the cost of necessities. What is necessity? You need pure air to breathe, pure water to drink, nice food to eat. But these are necessities. So which is important? Luxuries or necessities? Necessities. But we are enjoying luxuries, killing ourselves. It's like that. So therefore, here, although Priyavrata created these beams of light were soothing. They gave adequate light to save you from rogues and thieves and, night predators, animals and everything. That much lighting was there, but it was not affecting the sleep of people. Amazing, no? Like, for example, all of us use computers, we know. After using the computer for some time, suddenly man found out that our pupils get dilated if you use it for a long time. And they become reddish, eyes become reddish, and then it causes stress in the eyes. And when you lie down in the bed, sleep disorder. Daytime you get stress, night you get sleep disorder. Both are very harmful. And what to do? Now they have come up with something, what do you call it? That there's a kind of, blue? Blue? Yeah. So that it will not affect your eyes or things like that. And later on they will say that it doesn't affect eye for some time. After some time it affects. Similarly, when the air conditioners came in this world, everybody was very happy. Then man thought, oh, when the summer is on, to beat the heat of the summer, have air conditioner. It's very wonderful. So then air conditioner was very nice. But then as soon as you come out of the air conditioned room, it's hot sun, you feel very bad. Then he said, let us have air conditioner in car also. But when I go home, it is very hot. Have air conditioner in home also. Now they are saying if you are in air conditioner 24/7, it is very dangerous for health. Now they're coming up with new researches are coming now. It's not good to be in air conditioner always. Similarly, when you, on a hot summer day, many children, teens, they go and open the fridge and they take the chill water, gada, 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 they drink one full bottle. Is it good? Extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Although you get an instant feeling of, quenching the thirst, but after you drink even half a bottle or one bottle, you still feel thirsty. On the other hand, in villages, they keep a pot. In the summer season, they put these roots of, what do you call those roots? They put inside the water. It's very sweet also. It's very, and sabja also, sabja they call it, round one, that also they put. So when you take the water from here, it's a chill. It is sweetly flavored also by the roots. When you drink it, one glass will completely quench your thirst. So therefore, I always say this modern day concocted, speculative, empirically based facilities are like Putna. And the Vedic, like a pot water, is like Yashoda. So you decide whether you want Yashoda or Putna. So that is what he's saying. It's gentle, harmonious. It maintains the work-rest balance. The Vedic way emphasizes dharma, duty, and regulated living. Prabhupada's arrangement didn't alter the principle of balance between work and rest, he says. Yeah. Mm. See, in modern times, artificial lighting and technology have created similar conditions of extended light exposure, often leading to sleep disorders, stress, and work-life imbalance. Prabhupada's example teaches us light should serve to enhance life, not disrupt it. Balance between work, rest, spiritual practice is essential, regardless of external conditions. Living, this is another interesting point. The modern times, as soon as one new thing comes up, yeah, you get a facility. And people go extravagantly, madly racing after that, compromising on sleep, compromising on eating, compromising on spiritual life, everything. Mad rush towards that. Whereas here it is mentioned balance between work, rest, and spiritual practice. Work is done during the day, rest at night, spiritual practice in the morning. Everything has a time. Hmm. But now people want 3 shifts in a company. First week, first shift, second week. So that the company never will be closed. 24/7, they want to see the work going on, money made. Like that. So living in alignment with natural rhythm and higher purpose ensures harmony, even in unique circumstances. So that was the first thing I was about to say. And Krishna is called as Yogeshwar, but his devotees can be empowered by Krishna if he wishes. They can do miraculous things. For example, Srila Prabhupada in his old age of 70 years, the kind of, they show you something. See here, Prabhupada waited in Sumati Maharaj's office. I heard 6 hours. Several hours he was waiting until the secretary felt pity for him and then he told Mataji. And then Prabhupada went in and she asked, you are an old man? You want to go to America? You want to enjoy in America? He said, what can an old man like me enjoy? I am a 70-year-old man. He said, she said, people like you should stay in Vrindavan and chant. She was preaching to him. Why do you want to go to America in this old age? If you die there, what will happen? Prabhupada said, no, my guru's order is pushing me to go. So I have to go at any cost. He dismissed her fears like a father dismisses a daughter's fear. So then she gave the ticket, not in in a very good ship or plane. This is a cargo ship. What is the meaning of a cargo ship? Yeah, goods. It's not meant for the humans to travel, but there was no alternative. Prabhupada accepted the cargo ship. There must have been a cabin kind of thing for the captain. There must have been another cabin for somebody to stick on. So Prabhupada was in one small cabin. Otherwise, it's not a ship. It's not a cruise ship where people can come comfortably go. Just like in a railway station, when you're standing for a train, sometimes I used to board this luggage compartment. You know that? Luggage compartment. Otherwise, other compartments sometimes are flooded with people, lot of people. One time I thought luggage compartment is wonderful. It's a small, but there is not much crowd. I entered in, but after entering in, I got into trouble because there was fish baskets there. It was stinking like anything. I was plugging the nose because that was the time I was reading this Agasur pastime. I thought covered boys must have felt like this only when they entered the mouth of Agasura. My Lord. There were only 2-3 people only, but lot of fish baskets, plugging the nose. As soon as next station came, I jumped out. So, luggage compartments are not supposed to be very comfortable. There is no place to sit also there. You have to be standing there. Similarly, cargo ship. Prabhupada, you see, Prabhupada got a couple of heart attacks. He's in the bed. He was wondering, he was asking Krishna, what is your plan, my Lord, for me? The seasickness. When you get up in the morning, wherever you see water all around you. After 1, 2, 3 days, how many months you travel? Huh? 37 days. Huh? So every day seeing water causes you seasickness. Huh? Then all the incarnations appeared headed by Gaurnitai, huh? Lord Narasimha. They all came and assured him, don't worry, there is a bright future that awaits you in USA. Huh? You go there and we are all with you. We are going with you. Huh? And we will be blessing you and empowering you to do great things. So Prabhupada, actually that was his confidence when he was going to the West. And also he says that when he got the heart attack, he said, my only solace was Chaitanya Charitamrita. Huh? Past times I was reading and going on and on. And then we arrived in USA, and he arrived in Boston Harbor. Huh? So when I went to Boston Temple, we go to the harbor every year on the day of his arrival and we have a big celebration there. Huh? America, many people come. So then for 1 year, he struggled hard with no response from people. You can imagine how much pain he must have felt, huh? In that 1 year. He was even wondering, should I continue or should I go back to India and then think of some other plan? In fact, I heard that he went to the Jaladuta company and asked, when is the next ship returning? So after 3 months, it was returning. He noted the date, but he never booked a ticket to go back in that. He remained. He's telling in one of the conversations I was reading, he's telling small group of disciples, it's very hard preaching here. He said, yes, Prabhupada, that doesn't mean we are going to go back. He said, it's very hard, but we are not going to leave it. Impossibility is found in the dictionary of fools, he said. So he was a determined personality. Because of his determination and persistence and perseverance. See, persistence means not giving up. Perseverance means making strenuous efforts. So this is what pleases the Lord very much. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridabrata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Yatantascha dridabrata, with a great determination, devotee endeavors. And he went to the park. There is a sacred tree under which he was sitting, and even today it's very famous there. And he is equally recognized by both devotees and outsiders also. Outsiders, if you ask them, they will say, this Swamiji was not an ordinary man, he is a God-sent man. Even today, you ask any American, they will say, oh, he is not an ordinary soul. Even today, people go to see the tree, even Karmis come to see. This is a tree where the miracle happened. What this Swamiji at the age of 70 did. This is the first place where the Krishna movement originated and spreading all over the world. Yeah, and rest is all history. There are 1,000 temples worldwide and lakhs of initiated devotees now, millions of and crores of plates distributed, 60 crore books spiritual literature distributed. You see, this was published in a very famous magazine in 2020, the most successful Indian in America. In this way, actually, why we have shown this? See, look at this, guys. Do you think you can work hard like this and make a lot of money? See, does money move people to do great things? No matter how much money you get more frustrated. These fellows have no money, they are working hard to make money. This lady has a lot of money, but still she is not motivated to do work. Like that? Because you can't do great things simply by this alone. So the great souls actually try to do good things. So the great souls, when you do good things, you end up becoming great. Because Prabhupada never planned to become a great soul. He only planned to please Guru and Krishna, and he ended up doing great things. So one time Prabhupada was with a group of disciples, he was asking, Lord Rama needed a Setu Bandha to cross the ocean, whereas Hanuman, what he did? He just said, Jai Shri Ram, and he jumped over. His Navangitra Maharaj sings one very famous song. जिस सागर को बिना सेतु के फांद सके नहीं राम, कूद गए हनुमान उसी में लेके राम का नाम, हरि से Bada Hari Ka Naam. So here is a place that Hanuman jumped over the ocean easily, whereas Rama needed Setu Bandar. So Prabhupada asked, who is great? Devotees were all confused. My Lord, is Hanuman greater than Ram? And Prabhupada said, Haridas Thakur chanted 3 lakh names every day. Lord Chaitanya chanted only 1 lakh or 2 lakh. Some days 1 lakh, some days 2 lakh he chanted names. Who is great? Again, devotees got more confused. Is God actually great or devotee great? And Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya preached only within India, but I have preached all over the world. What do you say? They got bewildered. And Prabhupada laughed and said, you see, God delights in making his devotee do something more wonderful than himself also. If he wishes, he can do. But Lord can empower his own children or his own part and parcels. And he claps hands, makes them do things, and he applauds. Like, in the Kurukshetra battlefield, Krishna is never lifting the weapon, but he is making Arjuna do great things. He keeps on giving inputs to Arjuna. When Arjuna is taking the Gandiva bow and doing great things, Krishna is applauding. That's the nature of the Lord. He makes devotees do and he applauds. That is his kindness, compassion, affection for his devotee. He's a Bhakta Vatsala, isn't it? He delights in that kind of thing. Even I have seen one farmer, he told me that I am one simple farmer in the village, but my son, he's an engineer. He's a very intelligent fellow. I am not so intelligent, he was saying. So I told him, no, how is it possible? Only mangoes come only from mango trees. He must be intelligent. So I told him. So in this way, sometimes the father delights in praising his son to be better than himself. Krishna also delights in doing that. He empowers his devotee. Prabhupada says in one place, the devotees of the Lord are more merciful than the Lord by the mercy of the Lord. He says, Lord allows them to be more merciful. Lord says, Krishna minna vichalayet. Don't touch this fools who are running after Maya and don't disturb them because they are not interested in me. And devotee says, my dear Lord, one last chance, I'll give a try. So Lord Nityananda goes, please chant the holy name and gets hit by the pot and it is bleeding. And the Lord is very sorry. He comes running with the chakra. Hey, you hit my devotee, I will sever your head from the body. At that time, Nityananda comes in between Lord Chaitanya and Jagai Madai and doesn't let him do that. Lord Chaitanya is saying, I want to release the chakra, please move aside. Please give me way. He says, no, if you're going to kill them, you will have to kill everybody in this age. People who are sinful and offensive. You have come to deliver love of God. You have not come to give, cut the head of the people. So Lord Chaitanya then agrees not to kill them. Later on, Lord Chaitanya told Nityananda, see, you are a better preacher than me. I am a chakra building preacher and you are a love of God delivering preacher. So Nityananda, you are better than me, he said. Nityananda said, my dear Lord, I am like the body and you are like my pran. Out of the two, which is more superior? Pran or the body? Pran. Without pran, body cannot survive. So you only ordered me to preach. Therefore, whatever glory comes through my preaching goes to you, he said. So in this way, they are competing to praise one another. So Prabhupada did miraculous things like this. Recently, in my travels, I was in Mayapur, I think, with our students. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. In one of the lectures, he was telling, when I was very healthy, I used to travel 10 times across the globe. Now I have this stroke and everything, my health reasons. I only travel 5 times a year now, like that he was saying. So I was thinking, I may travel only once to USA. Twice in a year I go to USA for 45 days. It can be extremely strenuous, especially when you get a jet lag and all that. But being in different time zones, traveling, he will be, so morning he will be in one country and afternoon in second and evening in the third, like that. You can imagine. But Krishna has empowered them to be what they are. And because of their great sincerity, Prabhupada told him that we should make 50,000 disciples. Now he has made, I think, 60 or 70 now. So so me and Gaurang Prabhu many times used to discuss the kind of example set by Prabhupada's disciples is unimaginable for us. There are so many people criticizing Prabhupada disciples out of envy. But if you take a closer look, you will see what miracles they have done, the kind of austerities they have done, the kind of troubles they have taken. And it must have been definitely difficult for them because they are like the first generation. Immediately after Prabhupada, we have so many gurus who are like our fathers, brothers, like we have Chachajis and uh, we have a big family of 100 gurus and all their disciples, and we have god brothers, god sisters, and cousin god brothers, cousin god sisters, and we have like that, and so many gurus to give inspiration, association. If one guru has disappeared from the planet, is only Bhaktichara Swami Maharaj, then many of the disciples are supported by many other gurus to keep them enthused and motivated. You can imagine Prabhupada disciples when Prabhupada left in 1977, and now after 50 years, still many of the gurus persistently, consistently persevering and taking this movement ahead. Our hats off, we should million times offer them obeisances. So, in this way, they are empowered. Krishna empowers his devotee. Read further, this one,
From the description in this verse, it appears that the sun moves. According to modern astronomers, the sun is fixed in one place, surrounded by the solar system. But here we find that the sun is not stationary, it is rotating in a prescribed orbit. This fact is corroborated by Brahma Samhita 5.52, Yasyagya Brahmati Samratya Kala Chakra. The sun is rotating in its fixed orbit in accordance with the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah, so scientists thought at one time, sun is fixed in one place and there is solar system and that's everything. They thought, there's nothing else. Now, the researchers in science have shown them evidence. There is much, much more than the solar system. Solar system is just one dot. How it is a dot, for example, if you take this, according to current science, it's like this. See, this is like a Mary biscuit. And the solar system is one dot here, in this place, somewhere here. And that revolves around another center. It goes like the whole solar system itself keeps revolving. And when the solar system is revolving like this around, so this is called as, this is 1 lakh light years. And the thickness is 10,000 light years. 10,000 light years, 1 lakh light years, and this is only just a dot moving around like this. And then if you see within the solar system, all the planets are also rotating. Everything is rotating relatively. So after Einstein's relativity theory came in 1904, then Einstein said there is a relative rotation between the sun and the earth and many other planets also. So earlier, the question was, is it a heliocentric theory or a geocentric theory? Geocentric means earth is the center, everything revolves around it. And heliocentric means everything revolves around the sun. So Einstein showed through the theory of relativity, it is the vantage point from which you see, which is the center and which one is revolving. And then he gave the example of 2 trains. Say one train is standing in one station, other train is moving. So if you are sitting in the train which is moving, it will appear that your train is stopped and the other train is moving. You have experience of that, especially. And then he also said, when there are 2 trains moving but 2 different speeds, then there is a relative differences also. So there are many things Einstein brought up which the world never knew. For example, everybody thought that G m1 m2 by r square, correct? No, the core of every planet has the magnetic pull, and that is what is keeping everything together. He completely negated that. He showed there's a space curving effect. Space curving effect, speed of light. And so he brought the relativity theory by which he showed many things. I have also done that research in these notes also. I added those things also. So he talked about the movement of the sun. Sun is also moving. It is not just fixed. It's moving about another place. So gradually in their evolution, their understanding. But this is known to our Vedic literature, Jyotirveda, long before that the Uttarayan sun travels in the northern hemisphere and the Dakshinayan it comes southern. Not only that, if you read the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, you will see the sun's movement upwards is slow and downwards is fast. That means the rate at which it's moving is not constant. What does that show? That means somebody is operating it. Correct, no? See, for example, if you're changing gear in your car or bike, first gear, second gear, third gear, that means somebody is operating it. So, In this way, the speed of the movement of the sun is also altered because yasya ajnaya, by the ajna of Lord, the sun's movement is made. That's what he's saying. Read further. According to
Jyoti Veda, the science of astronomy in the Vedic literature, the sun moves for 6 months on the northern side of the Sumeru hill and for 6 months on the southern side. We have practical experience in this planet that when there is summer in the north, there is winter in the south, and vice versa. Modern materialistic scientists sometimes present themselves as knowing all the ingredients of the sun, yet they are unable to offer a second sun like Maharaj Priyavrata's.
see, Prabhupada was talking to one man. So he was telling there is no life on any other planet. And Prabhupada said, that's what you guys will say. Now you will say one thing and tomorrow you will change it. So Prabhupada asked, what is your authority? Then he was quoting America. Prabhupada said, your authority is America, our authority is Vedas. You don't know the truth, I don't know the truth. I follow Vedic authority, you follow American authority. Prabhupada said, and it happened to be true. Like when I joined IIT, the first day I went to the library. In the library, they have all the international magazines and everything. So the first news I saw was, no life on Mars. That was an article. No life on Mars. So now we have sent a Mars probe and we found there is no life on Mars. Then 2 years later, I was graduating from IIT. I went for getting no due certificate. I saw in the library, life on Mars. There was an article. So I was thinking, just 2 years of IIT, I had to change my opinion. 2 years before they said there is no life, and now they are saying there is life. So now I have this thing. I'll just show you.
Just about 30 years ago, we didn't have any scientific proof of a planet outside our solar system. Today, thanks to advances in technology and scientific research, we've discovered over 5,300 exoplanets, alien worlds that are out there waiting to be explored. At first, these discoveries mostly involved large gas giants, but as our capabilities have expanded, we've started to uncover smaller, Earth-like exoplanets. Scientists have already found more than 50 exoplanets with masses similar to Earth, and over 800 worlds with radius less than 1/2 times that of Earth. We don't know of many such planets orbiting in the habitable zone of their parent stars, where the conditions are just right to support life, but that's already starting to change.
So, see, there are more than 800 planets where they have found out they are as inhabitable as Earth. Just imagine. Imagine 5 years ago, a boy heard that there is no life on other planets. He will leave Iskcon and go. After they say they have to come back running to Iskcon again. Correct. They will say one thing today, tomorrow they will change. Prabhupada said, so one man asked Prabhupada, why do you criticize scientists? Prabhupada said, see, you never know the truth. And then the boy was arguing. He said, Prabhupada, yesterday what we knew and what we knew today. Today, the truth we know is better than yesterday. Truth, we are evolving. We are not stuck in one place, we are evolving. Prabhupada said, yes, you have a better relative truth today, and tomorrow you will get another better relative truth. That means you are going from better and better, imperfect relative truth. Whereas Vedas are talking about absolute truth. They never change. Vedas will never say that, sorry, now we have found out that you are not the soul, you are the body. After so many years we have evolved now. They will never say that. They just say and keep quiet. The truth is never changed. Vedas have stood the test of time. They're saying. I read that.
Although Maharaj Priyavrata devised a very powerful chariot as brilliant as the sun, he had no desire to compete with the sun god. For a Vaishnava never wants to supersede another Vaishnava. His purpose was to give abundant benefits in material existence.
Yeah, so in the Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita, I want to show the section. It will take a while if I show that section, but I'll briefly tell you what it is. When Kaviraj Goswami was requested by Pandit Haridas in Radha Govind temple, who was a very, very great soul, very, very pure devotee. So he was the first one to request him that it will be nice if we can put down Lord Chaitanya's Leela in the format of a book. And the Govinda's garland also fell. And then he was awarded that. And then after that, many Vaishnavas came and requested him that, you've heard from Raghunath Das Goswami, all the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, were to put it in writing. So Kaviraj Goswami had one dilemma. He thought that Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, what Raghunath Das said, were all pastimes in Jagannath Puri. That is the post-sannyas. When did Mahaprabhu take sannyas? 24 years of age. 24 to 48, he was in Jagannath Puri. 6 years he went for South India preaching. And then mostly 18 years he was there. But the Chaitanya Bhagavat was already there. That was containing more elaboration on childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sannyas pastimes are very minimal in that. Little bit, not much. So then he also thought, what these Vaishnavas are asking me is very reasonable. But if I write a book on Chaitanya Lila, will it not be like I am overriding the previous authority? So he was very hesitant. Later on, after repeated persistent request by Vaishnavas, he decided to write. So in that, you should see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, our Vrindavan Das Thakur is none other than Veda Vyas. And the Chaitanya Bhagavat that he has written is, so glorious, and he praises it first, appreciates it. And then he says, everybody should read that first to know the life and pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And then he says, I have been requested by so many Vaishnavas to write, therefore I am making an effort to write. Please understand, I am not trying to override my superior. He is worshipable by me. At the same time, because the Chaitanya Lila, which is Sannyas Lila, post-sannyas, I heard a lot from Raghunath Das Goswami. So therefore, I am putting this in writing. And I have no qualification. I am like a worm in the stool. And he says that anyone who hears my name, he will lose all his pious credits. I am worse than Jagai and Madai. Purishera Kita, he says. Hoile Lagishta. So he says, he presents himself as in a very, very humble manner. And then he goes on to give this. See. In the modern times, when people write a book, one of the first things they will do is to criticize the other book. They will say, that fellow wrote a book that has no substance. Now the real substance will come in my book. Openly people say that. They're shameless actually. Just like politicians talk ill of each other, different parties. But Vaishnava culture is this, which means you never override the other Vaishnavas. You even if you know that others have done work in the same field, you recognize it, you appreciate it, you pray to them for guidance, and also you show your work, what you have done, and ask them to, add or subtract or rectify, and with their blessings, you come up with something. So this mood is very important. One lesson I took from Kaviraj Goswami's mood is, in Iskcon also, we all are in certain field. Like for example, there are Matajis who make garland. And then there is one recently joined Mataji in the garland group who makes extraordinary garlands. So what should the old Matajis talk about this recently arrived lady? Just try to think about it in your mind. Similarly, there are preachers. Many preachers nowadays are emerging, very powerful preachers. So there are more and more preachers, more and more book distributors. So generally, we don't have a problem with people who are doing another service in another department. But if they are doing the same service as you, there can be some feeling of unpleasantness, which is technically called envy. Matsarata. One has to give up that. One should know that Krishna can manifest through anybody. Somebody may be much younger than us and they can do but better service than us in the same field. So to adore and admire and appreciate Krishna manifesting through different devotees, it's all Krishna's magic, miracle happening through different devotees. And to appreciate their exaltedness and greatness and heartily appreciate without any envy. That is a habit we have to cultivate, and it's a very vital habit. Otherwise, the envy will choke our spiritual progress. So Kaviraj Goswami gives that nice example. Complete this purport, last part. Srila Vishwanath Thakur.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that in the months of April and May, the rays of Maharaja Priyavrata's brilliant sun were as pleasing as the rays of the moon. And in October and November, both morning and evening, that sun provided more warmth than the sunshine. In short, Maharaj Priyavrata was extremely powerful, and his actions extended his power in all directions.
It's very amazing. He's saying here The winter season, it's cutting cold, sometimes there are splits in the skin and dryness in the skin. Like when I go to America now, every time I have to go in the January to mid-February. The temperature is minus 20, minus 25, especially in Boston where I go. So we have to wear two sweaters. Night you have to have three blankets. It's like that, and it's terrible cold. When you come out, when the wind blows, your whole body will be trembling. You have to cover yourself completely. All the roads you will find like whitewashed roads and walls everywhere. The snow keeps falling, small snow. It covers everywhere. You will find like Himalayan mountains. Like that you will find everywhere. So generally it's very unpleasant situation for the people. Correct, no? In these countries, the situation is not very livable. Still, the Europeans went into America when Columbus discovered America, and then now they're living. And the road for clearing the road, they have one chemical they put, and one vehicle keeps going and clearing the road so that otherwise the other cars cannot go because the ice forms over the road and the car can get accidents. It can skid and get accidents. It's a very miserable situation. Whereas when Priyavrata made this kind of 7 beams of sun kind of chariots shining like a sun, it was giving more warmth than light, is saying. Which means in winter season, what do you need? Warmth. It was giving warmth. So people felt very comfortable. At the same time, when people have to go to sleep, the light was not too much. So they could go to sleep. Because Krishna's kindness, if you see, morning we get sunlight, bright light so that we can do work. And night when you want to go to bed, there's a night light. What is the night light? Moonlight. Isn't it? It's very soothing, cooling. So you feel like sleeping also. How kind he is. Imagine one more sun comes in the night. Then people will sit to their computers again. Chala, again, another bright light has come. Start your work again. So Priyavrata's creating of this kind of sunshine, what he had created alternatively, that was actually giving more warmth and not too much light. It was soothing light, and it benefited the people but did not hurt the people because it was in alignment with Lord's will. That's the whole point. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavata Vrinda ki. I can take 2-3 minutes questions. Anybody? Anyone question? Anybody? Yeah. Give the mic to him.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, a few days ago, I was just telling one of my friend about the creation of the world. So
What are the work?
Creation of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So he asked one question that what about the life on other planets? Like, does it exist or not? So
now I showed you on video just now.
So yes, Prabhu. Means can you elaborate more?
I can. You can. If you send me a mail, I can send you the link. You can show to your friend.
Okay.
Now, not one planet, 800 planets is saying.
Yes, Prabhu.
In the 800, see the beauty is what? According to scientists, Atmavan Manyate Jagat we say, no? Exactly the Earth's conditions should be there, then only life can exist, correct, no? That's what is their idea. But according to Vedas, this idea is wrong because even in fire bacteria can exist. Nowadays, fire bacteria they have found out. It exists inside fire also. Similarly, according to scientists, inside ice, no creature can survive. But when they went to Arctica, Antarctica, when they broke the ice, there were creatures inside. That means in extreme cold and extreme heat also, living entities can survive. But what these 800 exoplanets they're talking, they have conditions very similar to Earth. And that is why they found out that if you do more research in these planets, living forms can be found. Correct, no? So this is a very recent video, it is. So you can share with your friend. If you write a mail to me, I'll send you.
Okay, bro. Hare Krishna.
That's Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Is there any astronomical event corresponding to this activity by Maharaja Priyavrata?
I also asked that question also, whether any kind of, whatever creations he did. See, he did 2 creations he did. One is the rims of his chariot, he created the 7 oceans which are still existing. Correct, no? All the big, what the Mahasagar, they say, no? The 7 Mahasagars are still there on the surface of the earth. But the lightning system that he created, it is mentioned that it was only available during his rule in order to glorify him as a Vedic king who was aligned with the Lord and the benefit he could produce for his praja. that he produced. And after his reign was over, that was taken away. In order otherwise there will be no, his glory will not be highlighted. So therefore it was only during his reign, that's mentioned also. All right? Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki much.